What is going on, everybody? My name is Alex, and in today's video, excuse me, I scooted in my chair, got my swishy shorts on, they're making me slip and slide. Got a little bit of an afro today because I just showered. It kind of makes my hair a little poof. Anyway, today we are going to be doing a zombies tier list. A couple of you guys were asking for me to do this in the chat, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to put myself out there and just do it for you. That's how generous I am. So this is probably going to be kind of a long video because there's 7,480 maps. Let's not waste any time. Okay, so we're going to start at Nuketown. And I'm going to say that this is a C level map, because it was just meant to be kind of a one-off. Treyarch didn't even really know if it was going to be successful or not. And I'm gonna try to like make this like an aggregate. So this is knocked for pretty much all of the games. BO1, World at War, BO3, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be knocked for all of them. So I'm not just going to like do it per game or whatever. And I'm going to try to organize this in such a way that the maps are kind of in order in each tier. But if I kind of screw that up, forgive me. So Knocked. I think the first one was pretty good. BO1, it improved. It improved, but I don't think it's that great of a map. I never want to play it. It starts out pretty slow. It's just not really my favorite. There's not a lot to do, but it started zombies. That counts for something. Everybody says that. I'm not original. Whatever. Verruckt. Now, this might be a little bit of a controversial opinion, but I really like Verruckt, and I'm going to give it a B. I think the Zombies Chronicles remaster was probably the best remaster out of all of the maps. I don't know what about it. It's just awesome. I love it so much. You can camp in various places, and you can do the strat in the surgical room with the Wonderwaff, and it's just awesome. So I really like that map a lot. Numa. I'm going to also give this a B. I personally like Numa. I would have to say that Verruckt and Numa are my two favorites from World at War. Numa, I love the random perk thing. I don't know why more maps don't do that. I think it adds a layer of RNG that you can't count on, and it makes the zombies map a little harder. And I enjoy that quite a bit. Which brings us to Derice. Now, if we're talking about OG Derice, this was the map that actually like made me love zombies for real. And then they remade it in BO1. I don't think there's much of a difference in BO1 and World at War other than the zombies are better and they fix some issues. But they play it pretty similarly. Obviously, they refine the engine, so it definitely plays better, but it's still pretty similar. But the remake in Black Ops 3 really pushed this map to be, I would consider, a top tier map. And considering it revolutionized zombies in so many ways. And I do plan to make a review on this shortly. I'm actually writing the script right now. It shaped zombies forever. And it was a map that basically set the tone for what we consider a staple zombies experience. And I'm going to have to give it an A. It's not my favorite to go back and play, which I would rate it lower if we were doing that, but I'm trying to add everything together. 5. I hate 5. I've played it once or twice. I don't like it at all. And I'm going to give it an E. I think that the map itself isn't the worst map ever, but the only thing I think that it has going for it was that it introduced fire sales, or not fire sales. It introduced bonfire sales, and it has the Pentagon Thief, That's the only redeeming qualities. I don't like the map at all. I don't care that you play as JFK. I think they're annoying characters, and I don't like them. So it's getting an E. Ascension. I personally think that the remake of Ascension is really good. I don't like the monkeys at all, but I like the idea of them. But I don't like how there's no real indication that to tell where they are other than the perks flashing. You can kind of watch where the lunar landers will fall, and you can kind of guess where they will go. But for a loser player like me that needs a perkaholic, just doesn't sit well, and then I end up using my nuke gobblegum on those rounds, and then it just makes it even easier. So that's my fault, but I'm not going to dock it for that. But I think the map is just kind of average. But it did have the first Easter egg, which is, I think, very important. So I'm going to be kind, and I'm going to give it a low B tier. Call of the Dead. I personally don't really like this map. The first couple times I played it, I found it to be very confusing. I found it to be very large. I found it to be not very intuitive. Granted, I've only played it a handful of times, so I'm not just going to sit here and totally knock it. So due to the lack of experience and lack of knowledge of the map, I'm going to give this a little bit higher of a rating. I do like the... oh my God, what's the boss's name? I can't remember. Oh my God. Call of the Dead boss. I'm so stupid. George Romero. Duh. I like that idea a lot, but I don't feel like this map really revolutionized that much. I know a lot of people love the scavenger and stuff, but wonder weapons don't entirely make a map for me. I mean, I think they are a large component of it, but if a map has a totally bad wonder weapon, I don't necessarily hate the map because of that. This one just doesn't really excite me. I'm going to give this one a C, but I'll put it above Knocked because I do like George Romero, but I find the map layout to be really confusing, which we'll talk about later when we get to Tag der Toten. Shangri-La. The first iteration of this map, I think, was poor, mainly because the movement systems in BO1 and BO2, in my opinion, are just a little too sticky, a little too... I don't like them. I don't like it. I really like BO3's and BO4's movement systems, so I don't like that at all. But I think the remake of Shangri-La in BO3 was so good. And I really like playing that map. I wish that the Easter egg you were able to do it solo, because I think it's a really cool Easter egg. You get a perkaholic reward. It's just a good Easter egg. The quotes are good. The lore is good. It's just a fun map. It's very unique. I don't like the color palette, but since it's so unique, I like that aspect of it. I'm going to go ahead and give this a B above Ascension. I'll put it right there for now. We might change it. Moon. I freaking hate Moon. I don't like Moon. I don't like how claustrophobic it is. I do like the spawn area. I forget what that's called. Area 51 with the zombies just like running after you. I like that a lot. I think the Easter egg is stupid. I think it's convoluted and has way too much RNG because it was designed for more people. I don't like Simon Says, but I know other maps have it, but I don't feel like their Simon Says is as intrusive as Moon's. They make you do it twice, and it's like super long. There are steps in the Easter egg I like. I don't like the gameplay. I don't like the low gravity as a whole. I know that Drag has it, and I think it's good in that one area, but I don't like it everywhere. I know that certain areas don't have it depending on whether or not the excavator has it. That's another thing. I don't like the excavator. I don't like that you have to have a helmet on and you have to choose between the hacker and the helmet. I was looking at all the stuff you could do on Moon, And Moon, in my opinion, is similar to Zetsubou Nishima. It kind of has a lot of things that helped revolutionize the mode, but I don't think just worked very well from my personal standpoint. I'm going to give it a C, and it's going to be low tier on the C. Transit. Sorry to tell you guys this. I didn't really play it. I only played it like once a long time ago. I need to give it a new shot and like learn the map. Bus Depot, same for that. I didn't really play it. Town and Farm, I did actually play. I like that remake that guy made on Custom Zombies, but we can't really talk about that. Town, I'm gonna say oh, you know what? I just realized that okay. Let's just delete this because this guy is talking. The way this tier is set up has like survival maps and it's split into two. I'm not doing that. We're just gonna have various tiers judging everything. Okay, so we're not splitting this into survival versus normal. We're talking about everything and yeah. But this is so failed maps. Okay. All right. You guys get it. Okay. So let's go to Town. I'm going to give that a high C. Maybe we'll move it to a B. Farm. I like Farm. I don't think it has Pack-a-Punch, right? I wish it did, but it doesn't. I'm going to give Farm a C tier as well. Nuketown. I love Nuketown. I suck at the old version because I'm not good with the BO1 movement system. It's hard like going back for me. But I would have to say Nuketown is probably an A. An A. I actually might put it above Derice because I love the gameplay so much. And Derice doesn't have a lot of areas to train. I mean, you can train, don't get me wrong. But the areas to train are kind of limited because I don't think that we had figured out our styles of zombie playing at that time. Either way, it's all right. Die Rise. I have played this, but I haven't given it a fair shake, so I'm going to put this in the didn't play category. Mob of the Dead. So I think Mob of the Dead is a very good map. I do. I think the afterlife system is cool. I think the Pack-a-Punch method is cool. Flying the plane to the bridge. It's very epic. It's a very narrative-driven game. I think it's super fun. However, I think because I wasn't around at the time of it occurring, I can look at it a little more objectively because my nostalgia doesn't like bring me into this. And I'm going to try to be that way with all these maps. Try to be fair. I'm going to give it a B, but it's not because I think it's bad. The Easter egg is just not, everybody talks about how great the Easter egg is. I don't think it's that great. I really like the gameplay of Mob of the Dead. I like the gameplay a lot, but I think I'm going to give it, a low, I'm going to give it a high B because it's definitely better than these maps objectively, but I never like think about, oh, let's go play Mob of the Dead. The Easter egg, I just felt like it's such a timepiece. And now that they have modern day systems and you can just go play Blood of the Dead and have basically all the same great gameplay mechanics in a whole new area, I think that's better, which we'll get to eventually. Buried. I'm actually like in the middle of kind of learning Buried. I've been toying with it. I'm not sure where I want to put it because I hadn't really played it before. I think I think I'm going to give Buried a low B. Probably above Shang in all these maps, but no. If I put Buried here, then I have to move Ascension to here, to high C. That makes more sense. Just kind of average, because I do think Buried is pretty awesome. I think there's a lot of... No, but Ascension had the first Easter egg. Huh. Yeah, but I don't... Let's do that. Let's do that. I think that makes more sense. Okay. Origins. Well, you guys kind of know how I feel about Origins. Highly, highly overrated. I think you really, really have to know the map to enjoy it, which is fine, but it's not very... I just don't feel like I can jump in and play. I feel like I have to play the Easter egg. It's very limiting. The Easter egg, it takes forever for me because I don't know it by heart. I do think the BO2 version is actually better than the BO3 version, believe it or not. But I just think it's highly overrated. But it did set a lot of things in motion for the zombies mode as a whole. I think I'm going to have to give it a high B over Mob of the Dead. Shadows of Evil. Shadows of Evil, I really like a lot. I think it's a great map. I wish there was a boss fight, but I love the flow of it. I love how the Easter egg, while it is the same every time, it's not really that complicated. It's just kind of getting the weapons and then doing the flag step, and then you're out of there. And you get to have Afterlife mode. It takes components from other zombies maps that I think it improved upon. I'm going to have to give this an A. And I didn't see the giant here before. So what I think I'm going to do is put the giant here and then put Darius here. There we go. I think that makes a little more sense. Okay, Drak. I mean, it's perfect. Zetsubou, I think you guys are going to probably disagree with where I put this, considering I made a very glowing review. But I think this is going to have to be a high B. I really like the gameplay a lot. And it did... Actually, you know what? This is going to be a low A. Because it did revolutionize the mode and it pushed things forward a lot. And I think that's very important. And I know I've said that about some other maps, but there's just some of this is like gut feeling. And I know that can be controversial. And it's just kind of how you feel about a map. And I really like Zetsubou a lot. I think there was a lot of great systems in there. And it just was so buggy at launch. People just didn't really enjoy that. Gorod Krovi. This map, I really just love the boss fight. And I think the boss fight was so epic. I don't really like the Easter egg that much. I think it's kind of lame. I don't like those little challenges. It's very similar to how Blood of the Dead's Easter egg is. It just gives you these 5 little challenges. And I don't really enjoy that necessarily. I'm going to have to give Gorod Krovi a B. Revelations. I personally like Revelations a lot, but there's so much RNG. The map, it's not the greatest gameplay wise. They reused a lot of assets, but the flow of the map is great. It's also really pretty. But I think I can understand why this map isn't top tier, although I think it's very fun and I do like to play it and I like to train in the gut of the Apothecon. I think it deserves a C because it is pretty average and the story was kind of weak. But compared to some of the other things that I like about these maps and the longevity of them and the classicness of them, I think kind of counts for something. I'd have to weigh this down a little bit, and we'll tweak this at the end just to make sure we're sitting pretty. Blood of the Dead. Now, I know I've said a couple things that are kind of going to be hypocritical here, so please bear with me. I think this is better than Mob of the Dead. I think it's better than Origins as well. I think the Easter egg has some crappy quest steps, but I think getting the Blunder Gat, getting the Acid Gat, getting the Magma Gat, getting the Tomahawk thing, I'm forgetting the name of it, the Hell's Retriever. I think all of those steps are very fluid, very, very well thought out. Everything up until you start the steps of the actual Easter egg, like the challenges, I think are so fluid. The Monkey Bomb Easter egg, everything is so fluid. And then they just had to screw it up with this stupid quest. But the gameplay on that map is so good. If you just play for high rounds, it's freaking awesome. You can train pretty much. There's a lot of training areas. The map is huge. It's beautiful. I know you guys are going to yell at me for this, but I like it a lot. I like Blood of the Dead. Sorry, guys. I know I'm canceled. Classified. I know it's funny because I don't like Black Ops 4 systems a lot of the time, but I'm starting to have a change of heart with Black Ops 4. Like I love it and I hate it a lot. I like there's maps on it that I freaking hate, but there's some maps on it that I freaking love. Classified. Sorry, guys. I really like Classified. I think it's way better than 5. Way freaking better. It took everything about 5 and just improved upon it. And I think it works well with Black Ops 4 systems. I just really enjoy it a lot. Alpha Omega. I don't really hate this map, but I don't really care about it either. It's just going to have to kind of be probably put it here. Yeah. It's a kind of a lame Easter egg. It's just kind of lame. And I was expecting so much more from this. Like we had just finished the Chaos story. And then we were talking about having an amazing rest of the Zombies DLC season. And they gave us this kind of like poopy map and they put like 8 characters in it. I just felt like it took a ton of resources for nothing. The boss fight was lame. I do like all the ray guns, but it's just, there's not very many cool places to play. It's just pretty average. So whatever. Tag der Toten. That's right. I hate this map. I actually hate it with all my heart. I hate it so much. I think it's ugly. I think the gameplay sucks. I think the wonder weapons suck. I think the boss fight part is kind of cool. I think the Samantha weapon is stupid. I hate everything about this map. I hate it so much. Oh my God. Thinking about it just pisses me off. Don't like it. Dead of the Night. I'm just thinking about Dylan right now. All right. This is hard to put to place because I actually really like this map a lot. I think the Easter egg is great. I think the wonder weapon is easy to get. There's a lot of pieces, but if you just, that's really the hardest part of the Easter egg. It's just knowing where everything is. But other than that, it's not really that complicated. And I know a lot of people are like, there's so many parts. But if you just think about it as in sections of the house, like, okay, the shield's over here in that wing. This is over here in that wing. It's not it's not any more complicated than any other, Origins or Mob or Revelations actually Revelation doesn't have that many parts, but the Easter egg, you have to find the eggs and stuff. And I like Dead of the Night. I think the gameplay is really good. Voyage of Despair. I just think this is a very bland map, but it has a very epic boss fight, which kind of makes it redeemable, which it's going to go into a high C, in my opinion. Now that we are on to 9, I think 9 is a perfect map. I do. The Easter egg is great. The enemies were great. It's fun to get high rounds on. The Easter egg's fun. The boss fight's pretty good. It's not the best boss fight. The quest, it makes logical sense to a degree. There's only one kind of thing you have to look up, and that's the raw step. But other than that, it's pretty fair. It's a hard map. It's not too easy. The wonder weapon's kind of lame, but it's pretty powerful. The homunculus is good, but I know that's on other chaos maps. Ancient Evil. I'm gonna have to give this our first D. I thought I liked this map when it came out. I did, but I just can't get into it. I think there are good redeeming elements of it. I think the reward system is pretty good, but the 4 or 6 armed boss zombie, I don't think that was executed very well. I think Perseus is kind of, or whoever the boss fight is that you fight at the end with Pegasus, I was kind of disappointed with that. I do think Treyarch went above and beyond, and I did get interested in this narratively. But when I go back and play it, I don't really enjoy it. I think the gauntlets are lame. I don't know. And it's hard to make reviews on maps when I don't like them, because I try to be objective and bring out the highlights and positives of the map. To be fair and talk about why it changed the mode. And, we can always talk about why there's negative things about a map, but personally, I don't enjoy Ancient Evil. And that could change. That's another thing about zombies maps, is the way you feel about the mode changes. And the way I look at this list may not be the same in a couple months, couple days, maybe a couple years. Outbreak. It's just an average map, but I thought it was a pretty decent map for exo zombies. Infection, I didn't like. I hate that you have those sites where you have to save the person. No, and their Easter egg was weird. It was like frying a burger. I mean, I guess I get it because it's in Burger Town, but it was just kind of lame. Carrier, I didn't really mind. It wasn't my favorite, but it was, I don't know. I didn't like how there was AI attacking you. Descent, I didn't really play. Zombies in Spaceland. I know you guys are probably going to yell at me for this, but Zombies in Spaceland is a near perfect map. I said it. And do you want to know why? Because systemically, it knocked it out of the park. It has 3 or 4 wings, just like Dead of the Night, just like Gorod Krovi. It has these wings of the map and a center location. It utilizes every part of the map. It's in a theme park, so it's super fun. It has these machines that you can put tokens in. It has separate buildables for the wonder weapons. It has grenade drops that you can get different types of grenades for. And I know that was a theme throughout the whole of Infinite Warfare. But it was perfectly balanced. And the Easter egg was pretty simple yet convoluted because you needed like the wonder weapons and stuff. It gave us double Pack-a-Punch in a new way, sort of. I mean, after you kind of did the super EE. The boss fight, while it was hard at launch, they nerfed it and they made it a lot more fair. There was a big alien in a spaceship. It was epic, man. That map is freaking great. And it's fun to play for high rounds and just to mess around. It's a great map. I'm sorry. That map is amazing. Raven the Redwoods. I'm going to have to give this a mid C tier. I'm going to actually have to probably put Call of the Dead a little higher. This probably makes more sense. And Moon's going to D. I just don't like Moon. Yeah. Okay. No, but it has redeeming. No, we're going to keep it there for now. We might change it. Okay, what were we on? Raven the Redwoods. Besides a great boss fight, the Easter egg was lame. I don't like the Bigfoots. I don't like the rave mode, although it is beautiful. I don't like the Kevin Smith integration. It's just average. It wasn't bad. It's just average. Shaolin Shuffle. I know the community hates Shaolin Shuffle, but I enjoyed it a lot, actually. I'm going to put this in A above right here. I think it's pretty nice. I really liked Shaolin. Attack of the Radioactive Thing. That was another C tier, in my opinion. A little lower, though. The boss fight was great. I don't like the Krogs, and the Easter egg was lame. All that science, and it was like kind of a black and white map. It was like really desaturated. The stupid Skull Hop Easter egg was lame. I just didn't like it. The Wonder Weapon, though, is very misrepresented. A lot of people don't understand how that Wonder Weapon works, and I know this is going to sound kind of stupid because I can't remember, but it was a lot more of a OP Wonder Weapon than people thought. They just didn't know how to use it, and they thought like the look of it was kind of lame, but it was all relative to the style of the map. And I didn't really enjoy it. Beast from Beyond. Well, they don't have to see. This is not fair because they don't have the actual boss fight here. So if we're talking about just the map itself, it's D tier. But if we're talking about the super Easter egg Mephistopheles boss fight, well, then it's A tier. So does that make it B tier? I'm going to put it in A tier because of the boss fight, but not because of the map itself. The map was, I hated it. I hated how unbalanced it was. Every enemy was there. Those stupid ninjas were there. I don't like the Wonder Weapon, the thing from I can't talk. The thing from the mode and Ghost Zombies Extinction. Why can't I remember it? Extinction COD Wonder Weapon. I see it in my head, but Venom X. Yeah, I didn't like that. The Final Reich. Final Reich is a really good map. But it's not an A. It's not an A map, but it is a high B. Groston House is also a high B. Actually, it's like a mid B. It's just a good map. It's just in with the average boys. It's super fun. Darkest Shore. Gonna have to put you in the D. The Easter egg was kind of lame. The boss fight was just really hard and unfair. There's fog everywhere to like not let you see in the boss fight, and they have all these various rounds and they turn fire on you. It's like just punishing the player to the max. And I don't mind that in some aspects, like with Gorod, but they overdid it. Shadowed Throne, that's going to have to be an A. That they did a great job putting in side quests. The boss fight was fun. The story was awesome. Yeah. Keynote or Totem? What happened with that? Keynote or Totem's a B map for sure. The Frozen Dawn, I hated that. The Tortured Path, I hated that as well. So I don't think I'm missing anything. I think we got them all. And let's just take a quick look at it, make sure we are happy with everything. We got Horizon Drac near perfect, 9 near perfect, Zombies in Spaceland near perfect. I'm definitely happy with A, except for Beast from Beyond. I'm a little confused. I might move Zetsubou down, actually, to a high B. Classified, I still think is great. Origins and Mob, I'm still like, I understand their importance, and that's even why I'm rating them as high as I am. A lot of stuff goes in B and C because that's just like the average, like, great zombies map, but the ones that really exceed and have done a lot for the mode, you know, I try to put them a little higher. I know that's not totally consistent because you could say Darius did more than the Giant, but I'm also considering gameplay, my pull towards the map of what I want to play. I just got to play these and get into some of the other BO1 stuff a little more and Zombies Chronicles, and I think I'd be happy with this fully. Okay, guys, that's going to do it. Let me know if you agree with this or disagree with this in the comment section below, and that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.